My name is Christian Eamon, and today I want to focus on the Unit 2 prompt, investing and identifying issues which might be different from our own viewpoints. Thank you. Amid heated debate, it's quite often easy for us to forget the core values that unite not only we as a country, but we as a global society. Yes, in a divided political landscape, harsh berating and criticizing of one's character takes precedence over the necessary dedication that we must have to the core fundamentals that make us an electoral democracy: equality, liberty, and justice for all. How often is it that we ask, what is it we're fighting for? How many times have you yourself left behind a prideful determination that is to be quote-unquote correct, rather than focusing on the commonalities of what you're talking about, despite the topic of conversation? I mean, it seems that we as people are often selectively forgetful, unmindful of the extent to which our own biases blind us, yet are so quick to focus on the differences of our others. I want to focus on what would happen if we led with open arms and hearts to people which might find our own ideas impermissible. One shining example of this exact concept is Daryl Davis. Daryl Davis is an African-American man who dedicated most of his midlife to talking with Ku Klux Klan members who, for those unfamiliar, choose to hate other races purely because of the color of their skin. So, how did Daryl Davis convert 40-plus members of the Ku Klux Klan over? Well, instead of choosing to berate and hate the people for what they believed, he chose to talk and open his mind and arms to listen to what they had to say, asking that they themselves did the same. What happened? Well, I think you know. The Ku Klux Klan members actually ended up leaving, and I think it's representative of when unwavering compassion and respect is prioritized in the face of controversial discussions, civility and love leads to the developments of each other and ourselves far more than any tactic of hating someone else. If we were to instead focus on forming a common ground, the things that bring us together, like equality, liberty, life, and justice for all, we could instead lead a world that takes one step forward in the right direction rather than taking 2 steps back. Now, I want to identify an issue which might be difficult for us to hear as college students. Government-funded education. I mean, it sounds like a great idea, right? We deserve to be paid for the 12 years that we spent in high school and middle school and elementary school in order to get where we are today. But it's a problem. Government-funded education sounds like a benefit for the development of the youth in America, but it detracts from the original purpose of why we even come to universities, to form an education. I mean, take for example fraternities, rock walls, swimming pools. These recreational vanities are at the forefront of students' minds when choosing a college. Ask yourselves, did you consider the rigor of your college? Did you consider the price of your education? And is your curriculum up to date? Did you have the best professors? Or did you, like me, become hooked on the novelties of the rock walls, of the swimming pools, of the novelties of your campus? Listening to ideas about deeply rooted social issues which are different from our own perspectives is important into not only leading to a better society, but also leads to the development of ourselves. I mean, we all want to be better people, don't we? Take, for example, political campaign ads. They're a shining example of everything that I'm saying. 9 times out of 10, when you see a campaign ad, it doesn't focus on why they're the best candidate, but instead focuses on why the other candidate is wrong for the choice, choosing to berate and hate somebody just because of who they are. But not in Utah. You see, in the Utah governor election between Spencer Cox and Chris Peterson, these 2 individuals decided to come up with a new idea. Let's create a joint ad, they said. And what happened? Well, this joint ad, which is, for those unaware, a political advertisement made with both political candidates, led to a more open-minded discussion which opposing parties could listen to. And what happened? Well, the political party, or the political advertisement, went viral. Why is it? I think it's because America today is hungry for civility. We don't want to hate people. We want to love. We want to lead a better life by uniting what brings us together rather than focusing on what makes us different. I invite you to please close your eyes for a moment. Picture with me a world in which we hold ourselves to greater standards, where we focus on the things that bring us together rather than focusing on the things that tear us apart. Think about the darkest moments in history. What did we commonly do? We hated each other because of who we were, rather than loving each other for our differences and what makes us unique. Everybody has their own opinions, and that's okay. But choosing to hate somebody because of what they think is never okay. I want to actively listen and flourish in thoughtful discussion and conversation stemming from our differences, rather than thinking, wow, I shouldn't be bothered to listen to what he has to say. Imagine the world where we think about others. It's not hard to imagine a better world. It's not hard to picture a society filled with love and respect for the other. But it is hard to bring about that change in ourselves and others. Ask yourselves, do we focus about bettering ourselves, or could we put more of a focus on bettering our peers, bettering our family, bettering our friends? See, that's what I challenge you to do. Imagine a world where everyone grows alongside each other. Be the change in the world that you want to see. It's easy to cast judgment, but it's hard to forgive. It's easy to hate, but even harder to love. Judge not, lest ye be not judged. Thank you.